All right, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Really good to see you. I know it's been a couple days since the last video that I released, but today we've got a very special album. So we have heard actually from this up and coming artist before, Young Judo. We actually listened to a collab album between him and Next Weekend, maybe a month and a half ago. And I remember enjoying it. There was always, some constructive criticism thrown at him, and from myself and from the chat. But that is the case with all of the up and coming artists, is we really just want to help each other and, always to get better. But I do remember, for the most part, really enjoying the direction and the potential that he had. And so I'm very excited to listen to this, which is his most recent offering. I believe it's his debut solo album. It's called Judo Season. That's SZN. And his name is Young Judo. I'm listening on Spotify. I assume that it's also on Apple Music and other streaming services. Young Judo, if you're watching the video afterwards on YouTube and you want to comment and let everybody know, feel free to do so. But I will leave a link to this album on Spotify in the description. We're going to be checking it out. 15 songs, 47 minutes, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. So Young Judo, thank you so much for your support for the channel. Track one is, I'm going to butcher this, it's Nanji Desuka. Okay. Was not expecting that 808.
I know it's been a little minute. Pass out, yeah. I'm bringing that cash out, yeah. Young Judo gon' cash out, yeah. Hey, shout out to Suey, because we all coming in Genesis. All of the hate, that shit sounded so tragic.
Second Genesis bars.
110 on this, you ain't even holding one half of my pendant. It's having this shit off the head, bro, no pegs, yeah, yeah. Yours on my back, yeah, yeah.
Really wavy vocal performance on this one.
Like, what did the snow globe? I swear, bitch, it be boring like slow, bro. Hit a clip, but I don't got a fofo, yeah.
It's a fire flow. According to me, I'm the best. I really like the leads, man, and the choppy little pads. Very cool. It's like a playful, lighthearted, fun vibe to start the album off. I'm really not mad at this, man. It's a catchy performance. It's a wavy performance. I really like what you did here. This is dope. I'm gonna let it play in the track 2, which is higher. Yo, I really like this, damn. Oh yeah, give me that synth bass. This one has such cool energy to it, dude. What is that? Like violin in the background. This is such a great vibe, dude. That's a gorgeous track. It's very, very well done. The Kanye influence and the Kid Cudi influence is pretty obvious. But it does a whole lot of justice to that sound. It doesn't sound like it's a rip-off or anything of that Kanye, style, with the really wide chorus, the filtered vocals, kind of just humming, barely mumbling the words out, just creating that energy. It really does not feel at all like like an inferior clone or like just a poor imitation of what that is. It feels like something that's real and authentic to you and to your style, but obviously influenced by that, although not, ripping it off, which is a really delicate balance that you have to try and find. It still feels like that is true to your sound, and it doesn't sound like you're biting someone else's. That's a really, really tough balance for you to find, but I think that you found it there, Young Judo. I do think that the lyrics are relatively simple, but I mean, that also makes sense with these sorts of tracks where it's really all just about, getting together as a group and feeling like one giant, family. It's got this very, communal kind of like, let's all come together kind of a vibe to it. And so it really does almost feel like you're chanting something simple around a campfire. It doesn't have, it's not going for that super lyrical, full of metaphors and similes kind of energy to it. So I totally understand that. I think that towards the end there, when you're when you're performing and you've got the choirs behind you and you've got the, just the really climactic moment, I think your vocals sound just a little bit muffled. I can still understand what you're saying, but I do think that they could sound just slightly cleaner there towards the end. During that really climactic part of the track where a lot of things are going on at once, it could be pretty easy to lose your vocals there. So yeah, like I said, since I was paying attention and trying to pick out what you were saying, I was able to, but it can get muffled out by all of the rest that is going on. But I do think that it's a really cool, very, very nicely done, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. That was great. The next track is Addy. I think it's track 3, right? Yeah.
I'm on the Addy. Send the Addy. God, I keep it locked up. I got the money roll. We always stocked up. The cushions always roll. I'm on a seesaw, getting high. They want all the smoke. Saying that I can't be winning, but it's 7-0. Gorilla glue up in my paper, take it to the dome. Get up like I'm Al Capone. Love the chase, don't you know? No, we in it.
This one's cool. It's pretty simple. I like that you kept it short. It's got that really like easy to vibe to, mind-numbing kind of a feeling to it. You don't have to overthink this song. It's cool. It's a cool vibe. Next track is Emolga.
In the bag like a first puppy. Old fit drip, got the shirt on it. I don't overthink hits, don't rehearse nothing.
I like this melody that you're singing. I think it's pretty catchy.
I caught a feel for the right mind. I got a feeling this time.
I like that chirpy little rising melodies in the background there.
If you want some, show me you're faithful to me. I get pipe for the night, get me right. So hot, took flight, new heights.
I really like the reverb on your voice, man. It totally fits with this beat.
It's like granola. I caught a feel.
Makes your vocals feel very spacey.
I caught a feel for the right mind.
Really cool bounce, man.
This time it'll all be.
Yeah, so Emolga, I think, is better than Addy, even though they have very similar properties, right? They're not, they're very easy to listen to. They're very easy to just put on in the background and just vibe to. They're very smooth. They sound very clean. They have pretty catchy melodies that you sing on them. But I think Emolga has a bounce that, whereas Addy is a little more smooth and laid back, Emolga's got a little more energy to it. And so I think Emolga is easier to seek out in the track list and come back to. Whereas Addy, you might let it play if you're listening to the album as a whole. You know what I mean? So I think that I like that they're both relatively short. That they're just really quick, cool vibes, and you're keeping it pushing. You're not lingering. You're overstaying your welcome on any of these songs. I think Addy and Emolga are pretty solid, dude. But I did really enjoy that heavy drum bounce on Emolga. I thought that was fire. Vitiligo interlude. Just a little fade out there. I don't really have too much to say about the interlude. I feel like most of the times with interludes, they're a little bit more on the personal side. The artist put them in there because it means something to the artist. And so it's like, this isn't a song that they expect people to come back to. They don't want this to be the hit. They don't want this to be extremely replayable. This is just something that they put on there for themselves. I feel that with a lot of interludes. And so a lot of the time, you don't really have to review interludes because it's not necessarily explicitly for the audience. It's more for the artists themselves. And so I do think it's sweet. I think it's touching. I think that the uplifting kind of energy to the beat is really cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the interlude is really for the artist, and I think it's very sweet that you wanted to put that on there. Track 6 is On God. This bounce is crazy.
I make it on top. Real shit don't stop. Been on my shit since 10-day drop. Like, shoot these shots. Coming with the box of brown bills. Tied down on my name, but they be down still. 5K on me, all water. Judo coming up, I can flip hotel. Diamonds all shining, packing the postal. The line I sign it, stacking the boat for the big bang digits. I'm finna boast all the ways I hit it. Music got bang roll.
This is one of my favorites, man. Catchy, it's bouncy.
make it on top.
Beat is tough.
Don't stop. Been on my shit.
And there's a switch up since this one's longer. See, I love that you keep every track around 2 minutes, man. I think that's a solid strategy. 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30. I love that about this.
Waiting on me. Take a second, get the money, big bacon on me. No we eating, so it don't matter who's hating on me.
Fire 808 pattern, man.
Wavy like the goddamn 80s, baby. Wavy like I was young gravy, baby. Taking what I want, then really wanna see how it goes. I run foes, got dough, then I'm running some more. Don't want hoes, got my own, and she fuck with my flow. Been 10 green rocks on.
This track is fire. That's my favorite so far.
Took a look at everything and made it what it should be. Got my own shit.
This track is dope, man. I love this one. This one made it onto my playlist. I love the switch up. I love both beats. Great charisma, great energy, man. This is Midnight Gospel.
Don't give shits, no. Boss up on the egg, I'm tripping out for like Midnight Gospel. Biggie Smalls with the clip, who shot ya? Gas pack on me, I got my only about a hottie. Yeah, I got my shotty, she holding that shit, yeah, she got it. Yeah, like that I bought it. I'm foreseeing, I'm geeking, I see it, I'm eating, I'm feasting. Another cap, 10K on me, know I'm running that. Gas pack on me, I got it. Want some of that shit, I got you. Bankroll, big bank deposit, need it ASAP.
I think Midnight Gospel has kind of a nostalgic feeling to it. It kind of reminds me of like pop rap from like 2010 to 2012, you know? It's got the really fast-paced drums, the super airy, like ethereal melodies. Yeah, it just feels like something that you would hear at a party or something in 2010, 2012. It's got a really cool nostalgic energy to it, or at least it reminds me of when I was a kid, that era. And now my head's like full of memories. So if music can do that to you, then, you know, that's always a positive. But at the same time that it has that nostalgic feeling, I feel like this sound is starting to also come back, this really spacey, like atmospheric, you know, outer space, alien kind of a vibe with all the different leads and synths going on. So, you know, I think it might be ahead of its time and it might be nostalgic at the same time. It's an interesting song. I don't enjoy it as much as On God, but it is interesting. It's definitely not a bad song at all. V-Lone featuring A. Xander.
It's just me and my bros, got the gas, take it right to the dome. Going off, they gon' say it ain't so. Shawty with me and shit. I took that pet to the brain, I took it right to the face. Max Taylor on the bass, NMD on my lanes. Face, I be on that money chase. I hit my shit with the grace, I don't even need a trace. Big body on the car, yeah. Big rolling.
This is dope, bro. That lead there was special. This whole vibe is very, very dope. That's a fire vibe, bro. It reminds me a lot of the stuff that Yeat's making. You know, just the super processed vocals and the really fire synths in the background, the very energetic leads. You know, this is a banger, man. This is a banger. Really cool. Even the feature by A. Xander, I wasn't super into it at first, but then I just started listening to the processing on his vocals and how it fits so nicely with the beat. And I think he caught his flow and started singing some really cool melodies. I really ended up enjoying his verse by the time we got to the end of it. So, you know, even that grew on me a lot. The next track is Mad Max / Mike.
Yo, bass, what's good? Like talk like Project Pat, and I got 21 on me. Go savage, pop me a beat, Mr. Bombastic with a bro getting busy. I got the rolls and I got the 50s. You know the guys coming with me. Gotta go.
I really like the layers that you're doing with your vocals.
Dying for with it for real though. I keep the pack with a seal though. I hit a lick, got a steal though. I just go off of the real though. We ain't come with it, then we finna get it. Off of that lean, you can tell when I'm pissing. I skirt off the scene with a blunt and a mission. Like talk like Project, get back well packing. Mad Max, we gon' tear it up, fuck it up.
The vocals panning back and forth is really cool. We made it to the switch up. That first half was pretty cool. Not my favorite, but it was cool. Oh yeah, this is it.
You could get 100 hits. She on me, she fuck me like a perfect. I ain't that motherfucker when you not shit. They all tryna eat off me. I guess I this shit. Spent your whole life savings on a piece of ice, real quick. Ayy, know my bitch coming with.
God damn, this is fire.
Get 100 hits. She on me, she fuck me like a.
That's so tough. Those 808s, man. Mike is it, man. That is awesome. Mad Max is a little underwhelming compared to some of the other songs on here. I would have just made the song be a really quick interlude and it would just be Mike. You know, just get rid of the first half. Let it just be Mike for like a minute and a half. Oh, dude. It'd be such a fire interlude, man. Oh, wow. That is fire. Mike is fire. Track 10 is Sex, but with a 3. So it's PG-13. Oh, if you pull this vibe off, you're the GOAT. I already love the beat, man.
What you know about my business? Last nigga hit for the 3, said erratic, I'm spazzing. Big bag with a bitch bag, big stick with a big clip. Got 100 hundreds, you can build my skin. Riding with my baby, she know what it is. I been on my shit, she been on my shit. On some Rasta shit, in the couch in the ounce, toe cup, smoke out, yeah.
This is it, man.
We high, we fuck. Boy's house, she all on my wood at your boy house. They always think they all could, but they not me. You cannot stand where I stood, not Miley. I put some ice.
I'm just vibing to this one, dude.
What you know about my business? Baby, come and show me some. I wanna be some. You can be some. We gon' pull up with something new. I got something that I wanna do. Rolling up shit with a baddie. I got a couple of things to prove, but if you talking that shit, none to prove to you.
I think right here, it's going a little too long. Yeah, I think this one is maybe a minute too long. But it's really dope. I love how different of a vibe it is. I like that you're willing to experiment too. Really cool. I'm gonna let it play into track 11, Do It This Way.
Do this one thing for me, I plead. Let me show you how I get. You know I do the same thing for you. Hey, come over my way. We can do anything. And it don't matter how we do it. It don't matter what you wanna get up to. I'd rather do nothing at all.
I think this is another one of those ones that you let play in the background. I was kind of zoning out there, so this one's really good to zone out to.
Butterflies inside you, I can make you believe and see everything. I'll let you know when I'm back.
I wouldn't say this one's extremely memorable. I don't know that people are going to come back specifically for this track. It's not bad though, it's not a skip. It's one of those ones that you let it play because it's short and it's sweet, and you just move on to the next one, I think. It's nothing crazy special. But it's nice. Crisscross. Stereo shipping on the 808.
I hit the mark, but I hit no stains. These bitches don't get too far with me, they slay. Like I'm juice, 999, bitch get out my way.
Fire.
Going for it, 7 minutes. Run shit, bring it in, get that bag, never lag. Run it up, 110s, throw it up, throw it back. 20 bag, 30 stack, 40 caps, off and punks. Veteran by, always hitting shots like a damn drunk. In this shit like I'm a rock. Got the rope, got the blunt, hit the woke, light it up, diamonds froze, ice it up, money blowing by a pot. Really
love the orchestral instruments here towards the end. This one is definitely better than Do It This Way, I think. Still smooth, but it sounds more polished. Seems like we're just gonna get the fade out there. I really like Crisscross. Canary Yellow featuring next weekend. Fire piano sample. Love that chord.
Now I got luxury names upon my clothes and bedding. And you know I'm staying with you, I'm a visionary. Diamonds out the icebox, yellow like canary. That's talk to me.
I think the 808's a little too loud.
Send it through the netting. They don't wanna talk. Staying high, money on my mind, and I leave bad energy behind, yeah. Got my baby, hope it don't turn out like other times. Anytime I'm on it, know I run it, stay between the lines. I've been flexing since I ran it up, serving the lettuce. Now I got luxury names upon my clothes and bedding. And you know I'm steady.
Those pianos are so hypnotizing, man.
You can't come around and hate.
Rated, most hated, diamonds they illuminating out the pocket, overstated. All these bitches over J.
Oh, Next Weekend sounds great.
On my hit list. I ain't in that automatic, I be driving 6 shifts. You aware? Had this shit a year, but baby, you ain't
Kill those harmonies, bro. Come on, let's go. Yo, he came in and took over, man. Fire feature. You guys have great chemistry, man. Canary Yellow's great, dude. You and Next Judo. You and Next Weekend sound so good together, young Judo. He really came in and surprised me with that feature, man. That was awesome. Track 14 is Thriller / Superstars.
Oh yeah, she a thriller. Way she looks shawty a killer. She got the list to kill. She got the list to kill. She's a feeler. One-on-one, no feelings. I got a couple of racks. I made that shit where I would not go back. I hope they proud of me when I make it. Even they doubted me, I ain't shawty a killer. She got the list to kill. She's a feeler. One-on-one, no feelings.
This one makes me want to move, man. This is catchy. Beat's nice.
Fucking lurking all up on my buttons. I got the hooks running, gunning with no pipe, no plumbing. Hitting the books.
This sample, bro. Oh my god.
You are not with it, no way. I'm in the cup with a double jump stomping them. All I be seeing is motherfuckers copy. It's like Mario, I'm seeing superstars. They tryna get it, but best believe it. I got these bitches in DM, they forwarding messages. Purple and pink in my body, I'm passing out.
I'm not a big fan of this part right here. I think it's cool that you use the sample. I think it's interesting, but it's not really resonating with me all that much, man. I'm definitely more of a fan of Thriller than of Superstars. I like that you use the sample. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. But that, you know, I think it's too slow of a beat. It's, you know, it doesn't have the catchiness. It doesn't have the bounce that I'm looking for, the energy that I'm looking for. It just didn't resonate with me like Thriller did. So I think it's cool, but it's not really for me. The last track is Ocean Boulevard.
Boulevard, tell me what you really wanna know. Talk to me, baby, it isn't that hard. Things so come here and let me show you it all. 40 with the window open, push on it on the ocean. Roll with me, I got the pushing. Baby, you my chosen, got me feeling awoken. You love me, I'm hoping that you really gon' hold it. My heart, you stole, she's my emotions reopen. You get the key, you got the token, you and me, we sold. Yeah, you know, I'm so in on this type of thing. All the love when I hold you, you're new to this type of thing. Bonded. After all this shit we've been through, I think we bonded. It feels like we've been tied together like bondage. Truthfully, I stayed.
This beat is really interesting, dude. Love the different drum sounds. The leads are really cool. I think it's catchy. It's a cool song. So, Judo season by Young Judo, dude. I do think it's an improvement to Next Judo. I think you've got a lot of really cool tracks here. I like how different a lot of the beats are. I like that you're willing to experiment with different genres and styles. There's a little bit of something for everybody here. I like the unconventional drum sounds, the really cool melodies and synth loops that you chose for a lot of these beats. I think that, you know, your performance is very, very consistent. A lot of the hooks are really catchy. A lot of the transitions were really fire. The tracks that had transitions in them, the two-parters, were really cool. Yeah, man, I do think this is a really solid project, especially, again, just have to highlight how much potential there is. I have to highlight, you know, how much I genuinely think that you do have what it takes, man, to just keep improving, to keep making better and better music. Judo season by Young Judo, super enjoyable listen, 15 tracks. It really is not that long. You should definitely check it out. I'm certain you're gonna add a couple of tracks to your playlist. There's a little bit of something for everybody on here. There's a lot of really creative tracks. There's a lot of really creative performances over some very interesting beats. He's very consistent, and I do think that he has what it takes to you know, make it even bigger someday. So, you know, I really appreciate the support for the channel, Young Judo. I really appreciate you for sending this in, asking me to listen to it. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, your album is fire. Congrats on putting it out. Putting out an album, you know, in any capacity is already a feat in and of itself. But I think that you did a great job with this one, man. I really do. Congratulations. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Everyone stay safe. And as always, peace out.